Hi, I'm JJ Snyder, and you're watching the Red Carpet Report. Tonight, we're at the Beverly Wilshire Hotel for the 28th Annual International Medical Corps Award Celebration. I'm here with Josh Harris from the International Medical Corps office in London, right, Josh?
That's right. Very excited to be here tonight. Keen to represent, the whole organisation. We're operational in over 30 countries around the world. The London office is the main co-headquarters in Europe, which allows us to access, people working there and funding from the European Union. But very excited to be here to help with a very exciting evening today.
It is. Well, we're so glad you came over to California. How's the weather in London right now?
It's freezing cold, but it's also raining here, so I'm feeling very at home.
But you have kind of a big celebration going on in London right now because you have maybe a future king or queen on the way, isn't that right?
That's right, yeah, very exciting news. My girlfriend phoned me in the middle of the night to break the exciting news to me, so yeah, very excited.
Okay, I want to know, because I have a first-hand Englishman right here, do you think it's going to be a boy or a girl?
I hope it will be a girl, because then it will be an opportunity for us to change the law that means firstborn girls can inherit the throne straight away without having to wait for a firstborn man.
I'm so glad you said that, because I kind of feel the same way.
And as an organisation that does a lot of work in gender-based violence and gender rights, I think that's a very important thing to establish in law. Right,
and how long have you been with the Corps, John?
I've only been here a year or so, but I had an opportunity to travel to the Democratic Republic of Congo in April of this year to see the fantastic work that we're doing there with women survivors of sexual violence and changing attitudes to how young people deal with issues of sexual violence and the rights of women in society, so that hopefully we can kind of produce a generation there in Congo that can live free of the fear of that horrible crisis that they've had running for the past 15 years or so.
My goodness, absolutely. That's some heavy stuff. Now, when you're in the Congo, are you working in hospitals existing there? Do you have your own facilities? How does this work?
Well, I predominantly see International Medical Corps as a training organisation. So the work that we try to do is we find individuals who are already working within the Congolese health service, and we train them up in services for women that have been affected by violence. We train doctors and nurses in treatment of those cases, and also in identifying signs of gender violence. And then we also work with groups like teachers, members of the police, members of the military, so that they can find ways to work with their colleagues to try and prevent and identify cases of violence that are happening within community. And as I say, hopefully try to reduce the amount of cases for the next generation of women there in Congo. Right,
and what kind of progress have you seen there?
Well, I mean, we're seeing some fantastic progress. I like to think, certainly while I was there, the predominant emotion I came away with was a great sense of hope because of the women that I met and the men also who are really committed to ending sexual violence there in that country. But obviously the security situation is pretty dire. There's been more violence there in North Kivu province where we're working, which always makes it a challenge for us to carry on our work. But we're very committed to our work there, and even as we speak, we're escalating our emergency response team who are going out to see what we can do to help the refugees from the fighting.
Now, who makes up the medical corps staff? Are these trained doctors, nurses? You have all kinds of health professionals, correct?
We do, that's right. So we have a number of emergency response teams who may be volunteer doctors, volunteers nurses, midwives, all kinds of medical professionals, as well as logistics staff, experts in water and sanitation, all the kind of things you need for an immediate post-disaster situation. So they're on a very short response time. So when we hear about an earthquake or a flood, we can dispatch those teams out to be providing emergency medical services within generally between 24 and 48 hours of that emergency starting. We also, in our longer term programming, have a number of kind of trainers of nurses, trainers of midwives, trainers of doctors who are working within these communities for the longer term to help them really return to self-reliance so that those communities can stand on their own 2 feet without our support. That's what we're really looking for.
Wow, fantastic. And where can people find out more information about your organization?
They can find us on the internet, obviously, www.internationalmedicalcorps.org. For anyone watching in the UK, we also have the UK website, which is internationalmedicalcorps.org.co.uk. And then we can also be found on Facebook and Twitter. Just look us up.
Fantastic. Great.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.